Okay, can you see? We are live now.
Okay.
Okay. Um, Hello everyone. Once more, you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today it's interesting. I have my friend and sister from Cameroon, and she's also a first-time mom like me, but she had her baby before me. So today she's here. To also share her experience as a first time mom, all the challenges she faced, and how she overcame her challenges. So, over to you, Nurse Nancy K.
Hello, everyone. It's great for me to be here. And like my sister said, I'm a nurse from Cameroon. My name's Suli Nancy K. Kinyoy. Um, I'm a mom. I'm a first time mom too. So I think we're gonna tell you the rundown, like what went through the pregnancy stage to when I gave birth and the aftermath of that. So through all of that, we are gonna have some, not only the stories, but we think you're gonna learn from the things we have to say here. So we beg on you to stay fit to actually listen to what we are gonna say. So
Oh, okay, guys, so that is my sister from Cameroon. And please, if this is your first time stepping on my YouTube channel, do consider subscribing and hit on that notification bell to give you the alert each time I post any new video. And please don't forget to give my video a thumbs up in the end. Okay, so now let's get to the big deal. I just have some few questions to ask Nurse Nancy, and I hope she's gonna dish out as many informations as possible as you guys want to know. Okay, so the first thing I would like to ask Nurse Nancy is, how did you feel when you found out you were pregnant as a first-time mom? So how did you feel? How was your expectation? Like, how was it? How did it go with
well,
you when you found out?
I was happy because first of all, if you have a plan on making a baby, you should be very happy when you get the news and be thankful to God. So I was happy about it. So that's how I felt
Okay,
when the
so
doctor told me, because when first of all I this is what went through. Okay, you asked me how I felt. I was happy.
oh,
I
okay,
wanted to say
so
what happened before,
uh-huh,
because I had some the way in which I noticed is I had some cramps, like some low
uh-huh,
abdominal pain,
okay,
and I had to go to the hospital. And from there, the doctor requested a test, and from there he had to declare that I was pregnant. So
pregnant. Oh,
there I was
I
happy
see.
because in my mind I knew
Yeah,
it was
that was
something
what
I
you
wanted.
wanted. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So, was your pregnancy planned or unplanned? Because sometimes planned pregnancies bring happiness and unplanned pregnancies bring a lot of sadness. So, was your pregnancy planned or unplanned?
It was planned.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see. So
yeah, it
that's
was
why,
planned.
you were really happy about it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, because for my case, it was not planned, and we were not really happy. Yes, we were not
Oh,
really
okay.
happy, but along the way, we had to accept the situation the way it was. So, yeah, my case, it was not planned. And
Okay.
if I want to ask, who was the first person you told that you were pregnant? Like, this is a great news that you want to share with, like, the your closest person or your most loved one. So who was the first person you shared the good news with, and why did you choose that person?
Okay, I shared the news first with the father of my baby and his sister. Those are the two people I shared the news with first. So
So
they
why
were
did you
happy with
choose
me.
yes why did you
Sorry.
choose those two people?
I think I choose the father of my baby because we planned this thing together. So I wanted him to get the news and
Oh,
see how he was gonna react and how we're gonna plan for the
mm.
coming of this baby. So that's why I had to tell him first. Then the rest of the people came later.
And what was his
Yes.
sister's reaction when you told her the news?
His sister was happy about the news, and I was being cared for like a baby. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because I've seen so many cases like on Facebook. People tend to hide their pregnancies from even their partners. Like they want to get pregnant, but they don't want the father of the baby to know from the onset. Like they come and announce it on Facebook, on Instagram, and then they try to hide their identity. So I think if you told the father of your baby first, I think it was really important for you, and because the two of you had to go through that journey. I don't see why people will get pregnant and the first thing they do, they'll advertise it on Facebook or Instagram instead of telling their family members who are there to help them go through the pregnancy. So I think that was really a great decision you took by telling the father of your baby first.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing I want to ask is your nutrition in pregnancy. So what were the things that you crave during your pregnancy, and what advice can you give to other moms who are presently pregnant and are craving some of those things that you crave as well?
Okay. I'm somebody who before I was pregnant, I didn't really like African dishes that much. I used to be the girl that would go for burgers, rice, spaghetti, those easygoing meals. So when I
Mm-hmm.
got pregnant, I had to learn how to eat lots of African dishes. I didn't want to see the other ones. So something
Mm-hmm.
like okay, the meal from my tribe, like fufu corn and kati kati with jama jama, I will eat that. Lots of pepper. I'll eat lots of cocoyams. I'll eat lots of carbohydrates. I'll eat lots
Yeah.
of. I couldn't eat meals without pepper. If there wasn't pepper there, I was not going
Mm,
to eat that meal.
mm,
So
mm, mm.
most of the meals I had were actually nutritive, and
Okay.
more of the meals contained red oil. You know, red
Mm.
oil
Yeah.
contains
Palm oil. Mm,
yeah, palm oil. Let's say palm
mm,
oil. So
mm,
most of my meals contained palm oil. I used to eat more of I used to drink more of soya beans.
mm.
Yes, soya
Soybean.
beans.
Mm,
Yeah, soybeans, milk, um, foodstuffs like that. So lots of protein. Lots of protein, not red meat though. I used to eat lots of fish, smoked
mhm,
fish, and dried fish. So that was basically my meal. Lots of African dishes.
mm. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
yeah, if I may ask, some ladies or some women are presently pregnant and they are craving some kind of should I say odd dishes. So what kind of mm, nu- what kind of food or what kind of ingredients can you help tell these people who are presently pregnant and are craving odd things, and also if the things they are eating can affect their babies in some way? So what kind of dishes can you advise a pregnant woman to take or to eat?
when you say odd meals. What do you mean by odd meals? Because those odd
Yeah.
meals could still be nutritive for the pregnant lady.
Oh, what I mean is, sometimes it is associated with the sex of the baby. Like for what I usually see, some people will crave like sand. Yeah, some people crave a lot of
Oh,
sand. Yeah, like salt. Like yeah, some those things that do not really add nutrients or that are not really healthy to their pregnancies. Yeah,
okay.
so I want you to share some of those ideas or some of those meals that pregnant women really need to take.
Well, I'll first of all start with I'm an African lady, and we believe so much in prayers before anything. Because once you're pregnant, you need to be prayerful. We believe that there is an Almighty God up there who
Mm,
actually protects us through this journey. So if you
mhm.
see someone eating sand and this thing they call calabash, is it
Yeah.
limestone? yes, and
Limestone,
all of
yes.
that. It is not healthy. It is harmful to the baby. I
Mm-hmm.
think while being pregnant, while talking to your baby, you need to talk to the creator if you are a Christian, if you believe that there is a God out there that is going to take you out through the journey first. Okay, these are the things that will require some pregnant ladies to eat. Now I'm talking more of Africa. What about those who are not from
Yes.
Africa?
Good. Those are not from
Uh,
Africa.
well, I will not say that there is a particular food that actually helps a pregnant woman, that actually helps the fetus in the uterus to actually grow. I believe because, for example, you see in less developed countries, you see, for example, in the streets, I've met a mad lady who is pregnant. Just imagine she
Mm-hmm.
eats from the pobel,
Yes.
she eats dirt and all of that, but her baby still
Mm-hmm.
grows. So what do we have to say about things like that? So once you are a healthy lady, I think you should eat when we go for ANC because they go for ANC.
Yes.
Even those who do not go for ANC, we know
Yes.
that there are foodstuffs that
What
you
is
have to eat.
ANC? When you say ANC, some people do not know what is ANC.
Antenatal care when you're
Yes.
pregnant and you start when you're at the gestational level. We
Yes.
call it in Cameroon antenatal care,
Good.
where you
And
have a
here
midwife.
we call it prenatal. We call it
Ah,
prenatal
okay,
care. Mm-hmm.
yes, where you you go to normally you have dates during your
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy period where you have to
Mm-hmm.
meet a nurse or a midwife to actually advise you on how you're going to go through the journey.
Yeah.
Throughout this advice, you're being given vaccines and other medications for prevention on some things.
Mm-hmm.
So I will not actually say there is a particular meal that women are supposed to take.
To take.
But
Mm-hmm.
first, our bodies need protein normally for growth of cells because the
Sure.
fetus that is in that is in your uterus is a cell that has to grow and develop into tissues, develop organs and other parts. So more of
Yes.
proteins will be good.
Okay.
Proteins, like when we say proteins, we have milk, we have fish, we have groundnuts, we have beans, we have a whole lot of proteins. So
Yes,
and
I know.
the
Yes.
list goes on.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
normally we're supposed to eat carbohydrates, anything that has a little bit of glucose inside, because we need their energy. At
Energy. Sure.
times, at times throughout the journey, some women
Yeah.
experience cramps behind
Yeah.
their legs. So,
Yes.
and they will
That's
usually
right.
prescribe them to take calcium and all of that. But normally
Yes.
those cramps comes as a result of maybe a lower sugar, because we know we need sugar in our system to actually generate the
Yes.
energy, because now we are not alone. When you're pregnant, you have another body in you. So you need an excess amount of sugar to be able
Mm-hmm.
to carry out whatever you eat to transport to the various areas of your
Yeah.
body.
Okay.
So basically, I would say you need all the classes of food: the carbohydrates, you need fats, you need
Yeah.
proteins, you need vegetables, you need raw fish, you need all of those things to actually
Yes.
make the
We need
baby
them.
grow. In
Okay. That's
And
good.
when we say we need them, we should be able to take them in the right quantity. We shouldn't take
Yes.
more and we shouldn't take less. So we
Okay.
should be in the middle. There should be an equilibrium in all
Yeah.
of those things that we take.
Mm.
Because, for example, when you take more of the carbohydrates,
Yeah.
you find sugar in your urine when you go for tests during
Yes.
the prenatal care, which is
Yes.
not a good idea. So when you take more and you're being tested and we see that you have more of that in your urine, you're advised to actually drink more water. So more water
Mm.
too is very important when you're pregnant, because it helps to cleanse away all of those excess things that you've eaten, like
Excessive.
let's say
Yeah.
salt.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're pregnant, most pregnant women usually put a lot of salt and a lot
Yeah.
of sugar in their meals. So when you take that amount of water that is being prescribed for you, 2.5 liters, it depends on your age.
Help.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what you put in your system, it helps
Yes.
to wash away all of those things, and it does not overload your liver or your does not overload your liver or your urinary system, because those are
System.
the areas
Yeah.
that help to actually flush out. the dirt in
Yes.
our system. So
Okay, before
basically, we should
we
eat.
we okay, before we continue, I have
I don't
a
know if I answered your question.
yes, you did well. But
All right.
there is one thing I wish to add is there is this vegetable we have back home, potatoes, like the normal potatoes, not sweet potatoes. What my
Put
doctor
together.
told Yes, what my doctor told me was that instead of eating potatoes, it is better you eat sweet potatoes more. Like basically the normal potatoes, they have little or no nutrients, so it is advisable to go for more sweet potatoes than normal potatoes, because like myself, I used to eat the normal potatoes a lot, but when I got to the hospital while I was pregnant, my doctor advised not to eat a lot of the normal potatoes, but I should go for sweet potatoes. So that's one vegetable that I just wanted to add, which is very important. And oh, I have a question here. It says,
Okay.
which meal will help you to have a baby with high IQ, aka smart? Which meal? Like, do you have any idea of a meal? Any
Well,
meal or
partic-
any fruits or veggies? Like,
have have an IQ.
yeah, like to help with the baby's brain development.
Can we answer that later?
Do you have an idea?
Uh, Brain development.
Yes, yes. Okay,
I think.
so, yes.
Can we answer that later?
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So, yes, it's really it's really a tough one. It's a difficult question, but I think I shared in one of my videos I made sometime that was 2 months ago. It's there is this particular um, fruit, this
Okay.
blueberries.
Yeah.
Yes,
For the
yes,
brain.
yes, yes. It helps a
Okay.
lot with the brain development of babies. Blueberries, I think raspberries too. Yes, but those things we cannot find them in Africa. So in Africa, I think we have strawberries, right? Yeah, we have
Uh,
strawberries. Yes, we have strawberries in Africa. So I think if we cannot find blueberries or raspberries, strawberries, we have them back home in the western part. Yeah, in Bafusam. Yeah, we have
I
them in
want.
the western
I
in the
want to say
western.
something. I want to say
Okay.
something.
Mm-hmm.
For my basic knowledge of nutrition, I think that there is a particular protein. I don't know if the person is listening or actually listening to the answer.
Okay.
Um, we base in Africa, we wouldn't have the berries that you're talking about, but I think milk.
Mm-hmm.
Milk contains calcium. So
Yes.
any milk and any other food nutrient that contains calcium will actually help for the brain development of a child. That's why it's necessary to always give milk to
Milk.
your children. It helps them for
Yeah.
brain development. And there is
Yeah.
something too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There are people who are gonna give milk to
Mm-hmm.
their children, to their kids, and their IQ is not gonna be high like you think.
Yes.
Because yes, it's
Yes.
not the food nutrient that actually it might
Yeah.
help, but
Yeah.
having an
Sometimes
IQ
genetic.
also having an IQ also has to do with genetics, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not about the food nutrients or something. The food nutrients can help, and the
Mm-hmm.
parents too can also help with activities, because we
Yeah.
cannot just base our mind
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
on what the
Sure.
child eats. Yes,
It.
what the child
Yes.
eats contributes a particular percentage on
Mm-hmm.
the IQ of the child. But the
Mm-hmm.
parents too are also supposed to contribute on the activities
Yeah.
that they do to
Yes.
develop the IQ of that child.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so my
Yeah.
friend who asked the question, I think milk contains calcium, and calcium actually
Oh,
helps for the development of the child's brain. So I don't know
okay.
if
That's
I
good.
answered you.
Okay. So you have another question. How many times do you need to go for prenatals or antenatals, as you call it back home? How many times do you need to go for that checkup? How many times?
Okay.
Yeah, during pregnancy, how many times?
During pregnancy in Cameroon specifically,
Mm-hmm.
um, we usually program pregnant women. Normally, we here we advise our pregnant women when you're once you're pregnant, you should start coming. But the
Mm-hmm.
vaccination calendar says that you can start coming when you're in your first trimester. That's when you're three
Yeah.
months.
Yes.
So from there now you can start coming after every month. Yeah,
Okay.
from there now you can start coming after every month. That is what the vaccination calendar says and the Ministry of Public Health. But to me,
Okay.
I think that if you have any slightest problem, you
Mm-hmm.
should always seek the help of
Yeah.
the midwife or the nurse to
Good.
actually complain and give any complaints to. Yeah, so I
Okay.
think every month, like in every 4 weeks, the pregnant
Okay.
lady should always go.
Okay.
Yes, even
Okay.
if you have vaccines or not, because after every month, your blood sugar, you have tests to run. So
Yes. Sure.
from then on monthly, we are able to grade you like how are you, how are you evolving like in the
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy stage. So I think
Yes.
4 weeks is okay to be able to rate the development
So for back home, they say from
because
your
because there
first. Mm-hmm.
because there we are able to check how the baby grows, like the
Yes.
feeder, all of
Yeah.
those things. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah. Okay, because back home they say from your first trimester, that's from 3 months, but here in Korea and I think most developed countries, they do checkup every month. Like from the first day you found out you were pregnant, they do it every month, like every month. I have a whole lot of documents that I was always going to the hospital for my checkup every after 4 weeks. And then
Okay.
when I was it 7, I started going 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And then
Yes,
when I
that's
was
normal.
8, or I think 8, I started going every after 1 week. So here in Korea we go for checkup every 4 weeks, every 4 weeks from the day you
Yeah.
found out you were pregnant. But I think it's different for us back home. They say you start from 3 months, but here you start from 1 month. Yeah, because
Hmm.
first the first thing they do is they have to detect the presence of the fetus. That's the heartbeat. That's the first thing
Yeah,
they check.
of course.
If you're
Hmm.
pregnant, if your your test shows you're pregnant, they have the first thing they do is they have to detect the presence of the heartbeat, because sometimes we have a stillbirth even at the very beginning. Yeah,
Of
some people
course.
do have stillbirth even at the very beginning of the pregnancy. So the first thing they do is they detect the presence of the heartbeat, and then from there you can go for your appointment every month.
Of
But back
course.
home it's really different. It's really
Yeah,
different.
this is a less developed world. So they I think they put the 3 months to limit the chances of the hospital being crowded. So it's not easy, especially in a public hospital. That happens.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
in private hospitals, you can once you discover that you're pregnant. Like for me, the first time I was pregnant, I didn't have to follow all of that. So I worked
Mhm.
with a private clinic and I had a private obstetrician who followed me up. So I wasn't going to the hospital because here in a less developed country, you know what happens in public hospitals. No
Yes.
one's gonna
Yes.
care about you. You're gonna
Yes.
deposit
Let's
your
care.
money, and
That's
at the
true.
end of the day, you might
Let's
lose your
care.
life because
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I worked with
Mm-hmm.
a private hospital, and
Yeah.
I went to the hospital whenever I had the slightest thing. I
Yeah.
had a private doctor that followed me up.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually
Mm-hmm.
putting money because you know what's at stake.
What's
You
up?
know what,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
you know the
Yeah.
outcome. So
Yes.
it's
I
not
think
like
that here, both private and public, the care is really, it's really good. Yes, they don't
yeah,
joke whether private or public, because if you if you play with
this
somebody's child, you know what it
yeah.
means. People take years like to have a child. So yeah, the care is really, it's really good, be it private or public. Oh,
Yeah,
someone
there's a
said
gap. Mhm.
sweet potatoes. are more healthy than Irish potatoes. Oh my God.
Yes, they are more healthy because, like I said before, the carbs. We need carbohydrates. The pregnant lady
Yeah,
needs carbohydrates, so the sweet
yeah,
potatoes are good. Irish potatoes do not have carbs that much, so we
yes.
go for the
Yeah.
Irish. We go for the sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Thank you for contributing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing we want to talk about that I would like to ask is what's been your biggest surprise or challenge being a mom or a first time mom? What has been your biggest challenge so far, and how are you able to overcome them?
Okay. Being a
Yeah,
mom
like
or during pregnancy or after
no,
or after delivery.
raising your child. What have been your biggest challenges so far raising your child as a first time mom?
Okay. Okay. Raising my child.
Hmm.
The only difficulties I had is just that the only difficulties I had was my child had the skin infection, skin diseases.
Okay.
But the skin diseases came later, and it was
Hmm.
because he had a sensitive skin. You know, in
Okay.
Africa, we have lots of insects around, flies.
Yes.
With my child, even if a fly bites him, if he's bitten by a fly, he
Mm-hmm.
has some dark spots. So it's not like he had maybe any bacterial infection or maybe
Mm-hmm.
fungal or viral. He just had, for example, if a mosquito bites him, it's a problem.
Okay. It's a
We need to
problem.
go to the
Oh.
hospital, yes, and get solutions. So he grew up. I grew up actually struggling to erase marks from his body
Yes, from
due
his
to
body. Yes,
mosquito
I
bites.
understand.
Yes.
I
So that's the only
understand. Yes.
difficulty. And then he also had eye defects. So that's the only problem. That's the only issue I have with him. He had eye defects and he had skin problems. So,
Okay.
but the eye defects are actually better now. But the skin
Mhm.
problems are actually the marks are already gone off now.
Yeah.
So those are the difficulties I had. And then he also had a colic pain. You know this pain when you
Yes,
give
colic pain.
once we
Yeah.
are growing, the child usually cries of stomach ache all the
Yes.
time. It's
Mm-hmm.
because the intestines, when food, when food happens to get into the intestines for the first time, the
Yes. Yeah.
movement, there is contraction during the movement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that movement causes a lot of pain, which in
Okay.
Africa, our moms are going to try to give all sorts of herbs for you to give to the
Yeah.
child, that the child system needs to be cleansed and all of that for some things to
Okay.
go out. So as he grew up, the colic pain went away.
Okay.
With that, those are
Okay.
the only difficulties I had with my child. Yeah.
Okay. So as a first time mom, for those of us who are out here and we do not have help. Yeah, we do not have
Okay.
help from anyone around. So and this postpartum depression is really killing many people out here. I bet you
Okay.
with that because we do not have help. So I wish to find out if you were able to get help from maybe some relatives around, or you were just there all by yourself trying to raise your child. So how did you handle that?
Okay. When I gave birth, father of my baby was not around. Practically, I was alone, and I gave birth. I didn't do the normal. I didn't give birth normally because my
Mm-hmm.
cervix was small.
Okay.
So and the baby wasn't lying well. That's the
Okay.
difficulty I had. The
Mm-hmm.
baby was so I had to go through a C-section.
Yeah.
The pain after that is always worse.
Yes. Yes.
So I was practically at home with family, the sister of my
Okay.
the aunt to my baby and my
Mm-hmm.
sister. So
Okay.
uh,
Oh.
so
So
mom
those
is of
those
late. Yeah, so my mom is of
those
late, so I had to do all of that alone. So
those
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 are the difficult.
challenges like first time moms usually face. You didn't actually like face any of them because you had help around.
Yes, I did
Mhm.
have help around. Yes, I had
Okay,
help.
okay. So this is kind of a
I didn't go through any depression state and
depression.
all of
Yeah.
that. I was just happy that I had my baby.
Okay.
He was healthy, he was
Mm.
fine, and everything went well. So I didn't really have any depression and all of that. I was
I
doing.
think that's one topic I should talk about someday, postpartum depression, because over here it is
Yeah.
real. I see women every day crying, like it is real. I think I need to talk about that. So the
Okay.
next thing I want to ask you is do you plan to have more babies?
Oh, okay.
Personal
Yes,
question.
I plan to have more babies. Yeah,
Really?
but having more babies, you're supposed to plan on that. You
Sure.
don't just have babies because
Yeah,
here in
because
Africa,
yeah.
you just see people having babies and they don't have what to feed those babies with.
Yes.
Sorry, I have
Yes.
to get into that, but that's just the truth. If you
Mm.
have to have a baby, you should be financially fit.
Fit. Okay.
You should have the strength. You should
Mm.
have the time to actually devote to that child, to
Yes.
actually bring up that child. It's not just having a baby. There's a whole
Baby.
lot
Oh,
that
yes.
involves
Yes.
bringing up
That's
a
true.
baby.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
Yeah. So it really involves planning. You can't just bring
of course,
souls to the world and they come to suffer. Like,
that's the
sometimes
thing.
we need to really plan our pregnancies. Like yesterday, a
Yes.
friend of mine visited and she was asking, Adele, when do you plan to have your next baby? And I was like, Chimcha? Chimcha in Korean means really? I'm like,
Yeah.
hell no. I'm like, hell no, I cannot have another baby just yet. It's still early.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 years later, when we have like worked a lot, saved a lot of money. Because
Of
raising a
course.
baby, like you said, it's you have to be financially stable. Like you really need to have somewhere that you have a steady income. If not, you yourself and the baby, you're gonna go through a lot, through a lot.
Yeah. It's
So
not only about
that's why,
finances though.
yeah, it's not good. It's not only about finance, but it counts a lot. It
Yeah.
counts
Time.
a
The time
lot.
you devote to that child.
Yes, timing
And
to
what you actually teach that child. Somebody came up with an IQ kind of thing. What you do
yeah,
to bring up that child's
with your
IQ. So
child. Good, good.
yeah, it's
So all of
important.
those, it will really help to see that that child grows really well and be a better person in future.
Of
Okay, so
course.
the next thing I would like to ask is there any mom you admire? And if so, who is that person and why? Why do you admire that person so much? If there is that one mom you admire, who is that person?
Okay. The only mom I admire is my mom. She's of late. What she actually did for us. That's that's my icon. That's somebody I actually look up to.
Mm,
I admired what she actually went through for us before
okay.
she left this world. So she actually helped to give us strength. She did a whole
Mm,
lot for us. So we are who we
mhm.
are today because she actually taught us. Though she left us, but
Yeah.
she's somebody I actually admired and she gave me a whole lot of strength. Then going
Yeah.
back to my Christian life, I admire Mother Mary for what she went through to be able to bring Jesus. Yes, those are the two people I actually admire. Yeah, who
Okay.
actually went through and
Yes.
actually directed me to actually
Yeah.
do what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
That's true
Yes.
because myself, my mom is my icon. She's
Yeah.
my, is it hero-ness they call it? Yes, because
Yes, you're right.
she, like you said, she did a lot. But I was really hurt when my mom passed away during my pregnancy because anyways, my daughter's name Mira, it came from my mom because that was the name she was always calling her while I was still pregnant. She always calls her Miracle, Miracle. So but due to Korean culture, they don't really accept long names
Okay.
for their individuals or for their citizens. So we had to shorten the name, and her name came Mira. So that's why we call her
Okay.
Mira. And then
All
we
right.
added her Christian name, Jordan, which is actually from the river Jordan in the Bible.
Oh
Yes,
wow.
because we I don't know if you know about these stories. What happened at the River Jordan, where
Jordan.
there were so many healings that Jesus did.
Yeah,
So
of
that's
course.
that's
Over
why
the
my
river.
my mom is really she's really my icon. And another mom I admire a lot is the grandmother of my baby. Yes, I really admire her a lot because, well, I think she should be watching and she knows I'm talking about her. So she's one mom I really admire because you cannot meet uh, like someone of a different race, different background, and you accept that person as your own. So that's another mom I really admire. I really admire her a lot. I admire. So those are my two people that like I admire, and every other mom around the world who is doing a great job for their children. I admire them all. Please don't give up on your child and always pray for your family. I think there is a reason why you gave birth to a child, and sooner or later your child is going to become who you are. So if you are a first time mom or if you're an old mom, moms in general, do not give up on your children. Do not give up on your children. Put in your efforts. Try, no matter how hard it is. One day it's going to be better with raising the kids. I know it's not easy raising a kid as a first time mom or as a mom, but as time goes on, you will see that you are doing a great job. So I admire all the moms in the world. You all are doing a great job, including you, Nurse Nancy. I know,
Thank
I
you.
know, I know you are doing a great job. So you are really doing a great job. I admire you too for that. Okay,
Thank you for
and
your support.
the next question I just wish to ask you is are there things you miss about life before becoming pregnant? What are those things that you miss about life before you came pregnant? You became pregnant.
I
That's
really do
life
not
before
miss.
life before pregnancy. Are there some things that you miss? Life before pregnancy or life before motherhood?
No, I don't miss anything. I just believe while pregnant, you can do all sorts of things. You can do the same things you used to do before. So
Are you
I think I
sure?
don't miss anything.
Are
Uh,
you sure?
miss anything?
You can you really like have your free time you used to have before you became pregnant?
Oh
Now as a
yes,
mom, mm,
that okay. As a mom and a
mm,
career mom too, it's really way because
good.
before being pregnant, I just left
Mhm,
school and I was still struggling to get a job and all of
mm,
that. So after giving birth, now I'm a career mom, so I really do not have that much time. So,
mhm.
like I
I
can say,
know.
in a year, I can have time like just 4 weeks of actual rest. So
I know.
yes, I
I
miss
know.
that free. I miss the free moments. Yes,
Yeah. So what about
yes,
what
that's the
about
only thing I miss.
what about organizations? I know before you became pregnant, your home used to be organized, everything was clean. What what about having the baby? Is it still the same situation?
It's better now because the baby is grown and knows that mommy said I shouldn't touch that thing. So if I touch it, maybe I'm gonna get my ass whooped and all of that. So, but while growing, maybe the first 3 years, the house was a disaster. You have to move things
I
from this
know.
end to that end. So
Yes.
it was
Yes.
like that. But now he's grown,
Mm,
so there is order now. So
mm.
I had to pass through the stage of breaking things, buying new
Yeah.
ones, and all of that. So now it's better.
Yeah.
When they grow up, it's better because they know that there is a whip. Because in Africa, we don't just look at you and smile. We actually whip you. There is a whip, yes, to correct you with that.
Yes.
We
Yes.
don't have any police people around who are going to call 911
Yes.
telling
Yes.
us that this lady got her
Yeah.
teeth beaten. So that's how we
Yeah.
do
But
the corrections
yeah,
here in Africa.
child abuse is really something that the government is trying to put an end to because due to postpartum depression, some women abuse their children a lot. So the life before motherhood, life used to be very simple, and after you have a baby, it becomes very challenging. Dealing with your time, dealing with your career, dealing with your family, so some women always kind of abuse their babies, and it's really a problem out here. It's really a problem. So
Uh,
many women have gone to prison because of child abuse. So sometimes women do really miss life before pregnancy. I can say so. Yes, women need
Uh,
that.
to me, I want to say something about the abuse thing and the depression thing because
Mm.
if you have because the depression actually comes as a result of some things that are linked to that pregnancy. If,
Mm-hmm.
for example, you give birth and maybe the father of the baby doesn't want anything to do with you, and there are other things that are linked. You don't have a job to support you. There are a whole lot of things because it's not just the depression like that. Something has to come with it that is linked that
Yeah.
actually makes you depressed because the baby comes as something that gives you joy. So how are you depressed? And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It happens, but
Mm.
it's not just the pregnancy. There are some things that there are some factors that actually are linked to that makes all
Mm.
of that happen. So
I
that's
think
my
one of
say on that.
anyways, some other day I'm going to talk about postpartum depressions because that's a whole topic on its own. So for today, let's just leave postpartum depression aside.
Yeah,
And
true.
the last thing I would like you to talk about is what advice can you give to someone or to any woman or any lady who is about having a baby for their first time? What advice can you give that person? You as a mom.
Okay. I would like to say if you plan on having a baby or you already have that baby, the seed planted in you, and you or you believe that that's what you want. There are a whole lot of things that you need to do. First, it's not the money that you have to buy all sorts of
Yeah.
outfits for that
Mm-hmm.
child. The first thing you need to do is talk to your baby while the baby is in the womb.
Yes.
And remember,
Yes. It counts
remember
a lot.
we are what yeah, we are what our babies are.
Sure.
There is a saying that we are what our mothers are.
Mm.
Meaning any food that you eat, when that child grows up or when that child comes out, that child is gonna like to eat that food. Like
Yeah.
today, whatever my child eats is what I used to eat
Yeah.
when I was pregnant. So start first by talking to your kid, talking to that fetus that is implanted in you.
Mm.
Yes, always talk to that child. Someone talked about IQ. The
Yeah.
IQ
I
of that
sure.
baby, the IQ of that baby begins when you start talking to that child
Mm-hmm.
when the child is in the womb. Yes,
Yeah.
you building up that baby's IQ.
Mm-hmm.
So talk more often with that child,
Okay.
and then do not because having a baby, most people have babies, but now is a situation in which they are in. People decide to have their babies without being married.
Yes.
People get married before they have their babies.
Yeah.
So you planning for that child to come out, you're not just planning for that child to just come out in the open air like that. There is
Mm.
a place that you should prepare for that
Sure.
child to come out in.
Yes.
What I mean
Prepared.
in place is if you're married, you're bringing that child to the home. Even if you're not married, you should actually create a relationship. Like
Mm-hmm.
that child should know that he or she has a dad somewhere. Like
Mm.
you like the people who are actually bringing out that baby should
Yeah.
create a positive environment for that child
Okay.
because if you're not creating a positive environment for that child, later you're gonna hear of depression like we hear. That child is gonna have
Mm.
that child is not gonna be stable. So
Yes.
you
Yes.
begin first with the mental health. You know,
Okay.
we try to create some positive mental space for that child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by talking to the baby, the
Yeah.
environment. You're supposed to be in a positive milieu
Yeah.
with the man, like with your husband or
Mm-hmm.
the father of your baby.
Okay.
So then what you eat should count too.
Yes. Your
Because there are a whole lot of
nutrition.
people when they get angry, you see a pregnant lady taking alcohol,
Yes.
like in some kind of way, those who
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes, all of those things have effects on our system. At that
Yeah.
moment, you're angry and you become addictive to some kind of thing. And at the end
Yeah.
of the day, you give birth to a child that has some defects, and you're like, "Oh, my baby has defects."
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you were not a disciplined somebody. You should be
Yeah.
disciplined while you're pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah. So what you eat matters. What
Okay.
you think about, your thoughts, whatever you
Yeah.
think, know that we have the nervous system which
Mm-hmm.
transmits impulses. The
Yes,
impulses
to
that
the
are being
brain.
transmitted to your brain also goes to that
Yeah.
baby.
Yes.
So that's where I come from with the mental health. So what you think
Mm-hmm.
matters, what you eat matters a lot
Matters.
for
Mm-hmm.
the growth of that child. Then the environment, the outside environment that you prepare for the child. So these are
It
the three
matters.
things. So your spiritual health too has to come into place.
Yes,
So
sure.
the
Yes.
spiritual health, the
Mm-hmm.
mental health,
Mental
and the
health.
external
Mm-hmm.
environment that that
Yeah,
child has to come. Yes. So
it really
I don't
matters.
know. That
Yeah.
that's my say. That's what I think of for somebody
Oh,
who actually plans on
having
actually
a baby.
having a baby. Yes, those things
Oh.
come first before the other ones
Mm-hmm.
where you have to be planning where the child has to go to school, meet
Yeah.
new people when the child grows and all of that.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
so for that, I'll also like to add that if you are pregnant and if you are planning to get pregnant and you don't have help or you don't have support from people around, like for my case, I was alone all through the time. What I did was mm, I looked for support groups around me. I looked for support
Okay.
groups around me, like mom groups. I had to join some mom groups. Yes, there are a lot of them on Facebook, a lot. So, one advice I would like to give is that if you are a first time mom or if you are a mom and you're facing some challenges raising your baby, look for support groups on Facebook or other social media platforms. And
Okay.
even here on YouTube, people get answers from YouTube. Sometimes they come and they type and like I can say ways to treat baby eczema, like just the video I did there yesterday. So some people like they always look for solutions on social media. So if you're a mom and you cannot get help from around, look for support groups on social media. It's going to help a lot because that was what I basically did after my mom passed away, because she was always there to like advise me, tell me to hold on, everything's gonna be fine. But after she left, no one did that job again. So I had to look for support groups. And also, another thing I would like to advise moms, if you are not financially stable for your baby, if you are not really prepared, do not bother about getting new things for your baby. Yeah, because I know there is this competition amongst moms, like they want their babies to have the best things on earth. They want their babies to look that cute, but not everyone can afford. So if you cannot really afford all those things and you're pregnant or you're planning on getting pregnant, just look for what we call it here. We call it hands on or hands down. That's what we call it here. Like you things from previous babies, you can get them. They pass things from older babies to you. I don't know, back home we call it, is it second hand, right? We call it
Yeah,
second
I
hand.
did that. Yeah,
Yes,
I did
but
that too.
yes, yeah, we call it a hands on or is it hands down, something like that. So if you're planning on having a baby and you are not that financially stable, do not bother getting new things for your baby. The baby doesn't need that in the beginning. And you yourself, along the line, you see that most of those things were not even necessary. So do not kill yourself psychologically. Just try to eat well, do your exercise, go for your prenatals or antenatals. I think that's what is really essential. And try as much as possible to prepare for the baby's birth in your own way you can. Do not kill yourself trying to please the world, because the world is not there to raise that baby with you. Like they
Of
say
course.
nowadays, the world doesn't care. Nobody cares. Everybody wants to be successful. So nobody cares whether you are successful in life or not. You know, as they always say, social media is a fake life. It's a fake life. But when you go to reality, you see that people are actually suffering because of a lot of competition they see on social media. So if you're a mom or a first time mom, please avoid getting yourself too worked up. Just deal with the little you can and raise your baby in the best little way you can. So, oh, Hello, Oma MJ. Hello, Mrs. Bumchia. That's MJ's aunt. Mrs. Bumchia, I'm almost done. You were supposed to be on this live show. You need to get these lessons. So do you have any questions, Nurse Nancy?
Uh,
For me or for the
Questions.
public?
Oh, questions.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any questions. I just want to thank the public. I see a whole lot of people
Mm-hmm.
who are actually here to listen to us.
Mm.
And here, normally, here is a talk, but not everything came out. Like, we didn't
Yeah.
actually exhaust everything.
Yeah.
So, more videos are going to come up thanks
Yeah.
to Oma MJ.
Some things are
I just
kept
want to
for
thank,
later.
well, I just want to thank her for the invite and letting me talk a
You're
bit
welcome.
on this platform.
Mm.
That's just all I have to say. And she's been a sister to me, a great one. She's been
I know,
supportive
right? Way back, not today.
on a whole lot of things. So
Yes. Yes.
she's a sister and a buddy from way back and till today.
Mm.
So I just want to thank her and thank all those who've been listening. And that's it.
Okay, so guys, if you have been watching us up to this point, I hope this little chat with my friend and sister was helpful to you as a first time mom, or as a mom, or as a parent. Like I said before, my idea of this channel came when I had my baby. It's like this channel is like an inspiration to me. Yes, I try to share my experience, or what I am going through, or what I have been through, so that I can help to educate people who are coming behind me, or even some people who are ahead of me. Like they always say, no one knows everything. We learn every day. So I would really like to beg of you guys, if this is your first time stepping on my YouTube channel, do consider subscribing, hit the like button, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to give the alert each time I post any new video. Like I earlier said, my channel is all about health, about babies, nutrition, my lifestyle as a mom in Korea, and every other thing you need to know. So if you have any topics, please do leave them in the comment section. Anything you want me to talk about, be it personal or be it Korea as a whole, please leave it in the comment section. And it's been an amazing talk with my sister and friend.
Of
Thank you so
course.
much, Nurse Nancy. And please do not forget to share the video as well, so as to encourage other moms to share their experience and to reach out to many people as possible. So now we are going to end the live stream, and it's been a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Have a good is it morning? Morning, right?
Yeah, it's still morning here in Cameroon. Morning. It's 11:21 a.m.
Oh, okay, because we are already at the 7:21 p.m. Oh, and somebody
Okay.
said, thank you for this. Let me be taking notes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
someone, yes, that's someone who is actually married. She's also a, f- a friend and sister over here. She's married but without kids. So
Okay.
I'm sure they are planning on having kids. So she was following up and she said, thanks for the show, and I'm taking notes. So thank you so much, Nurse Nancy. See you again. I think we're gonna have more talks like this. So you have a good
Okay.
morning in Cameroon, and I a good evening in Korea, and
All
have a
right.
great day all over the world from wherever you're watching from.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Okay.